Welcome everyone to the new Alpine Farming Expansion for Farming Simulator 19. This is an absolutely beautiful map. I took a few minutes earlier and just walked around and tried to get a sense for what the map is all about, and it is rolling hills everywhere. In fact, there are some very steep inclines that make for some wonderful landscapes. So as we get started today, we're going to be using the new farmer startup in career mode. My favorite is the farm manager, just simply so that I can choose what land, buildings, and so on that we use. But given this expansion and the way it's all built and laid out, I believe the new farmer mode is going to give us our best experience. So if we double click on new farmer mode, work our way over to the new Erlengrat map, let's get started. Now that we've got the map loaded up, let's take a quick look around. And okay, I noticed we've got some cows. And so I would assume that we're going to spend a lot of time cutting grass. Of course, that is the theme of this map. A lot of working with grass, hay, silage, that kind of stuff. And working with the cows. So I would expect quite a bit of that. And I would imagine that our starting equipment is going to focus on that aspect of the game. So already we can get a glimpse of the beautiful scenery. So before we get started, as far as mods, there are several mods I use over the course of a normal gameplay, but for right now, I've turned all the mods off with the exception of course play and auto drive. Not sure how I'm going to use those yet because just as we back out and take a quick look at this map, you can see there are a lot of oddly shaped areas, and of course we know the terrain is going to be very hilly. I would imagine a lot of rocks and valleys, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure how course play is going to handle this map and how the AI workers are going to do here, but we'll find all that out in due time. But you can see a lot of winding roads, of course, as you go up and down the mountains, through the valleys, and so on. But I do notice we've got several fields if you're looking for more of the traditional farming simulator experience. Looks like we've got a total of 25. And here is our starting area in the northern portion of the map. So it's not going to be very difficult for us if we want to expand out and purchase some more of the traditional fields early on. I would imagine these are fairly flat, but who knows on this map? We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, we've got a large area around us, a lot of winding roads, and looks like grassland. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's around us. Now I notice a lot of selling points here in the main town area. Some on the outskirts, on the eastern portion, northern portion. What about the southern area? No, don't see any down here, but I'm dying to know what's going on up here. Looks like a little bit of an industrial area over there. The main town area, which is not too far from us. Okay, so we've got some things nearby, and of course, a lot of fields here in the middle portion of the map. So all the green shaded area is ours. We own this as of now. So the first thing I want to do is take a look at the equipment we have, and then I want to venture out and see what type of land we have. What size of an area are we working with as we start to put some scale to the beginning area. So as we work our way over, here's our townhome, our beginning farmhouse. There you see some firewood, definitely going to come in handy during the wintertime. A play area for the kids. All right, let's work our way down to the other side. All right, yeah, there we go. I was wondering where the trigger was going to be for sleeping. So the fast forward trigger as we come over to the steps. Here's our first piece of equipment. Looks like we've got a mower, a walk behind mower. Got a pickup truck here in the garage area. Now we start to get into the main equipment. And of course, the star of the show, the electric tractor. So if we have an electric tractor, and we'll be using that, I'm sure, quite a bit. Looks like we've got a mowing attachment on for the front of that. So if we have an electric tractor, we're going to need somewhere to charge it. So where is our... Oh, I think I see it. We need a charger. Have a nice water tank there. And yeah, there we go. Here's our charging station. All right, very nice. And already the stunning landscapes that we're dealing with here. It's going to be hard for me not to spend sometimes just sort of momentarily stopping and enjoying the view. So let's continue our look around at our starting equipment. So again, we're going to see a trend here. A lot of grass mowing and grass working equipment for grass, hay, and so on. All right, now we've got the attachment for tractor number 2. Looks like we've got hay attachment and your standard scoop. Okay, very nice. The weight for the back. Tractor number 3, along with, so this one's probably a little beefier so that it can pull that plow through the fields. Now initially we're not going to have much need for a plow since we'll be working with grasslands. Then we've got our beginning trailer to use along with our storage area for the silo for the grains. All right, as we come over here, more tools to work with. So working with the bales. Now I don't have a whole lot of experience working with bales. Generally, I don't create bales in my gameplay, so we're gonna have a little bit different experience here. It looks like as they're giving us some equipment for that very purpose. So some initial bales over here, which of course are too heavy for us to pick up. All right, so we've got tedders, windrowers, we've got our loading wagon, our starting baler, and I'm also seeing a couple of tanks here for water as well as milk, and that's going to bring us to this edge of our property. So here comes the traffic through. Again, just beautiful landscape. There comes the train through. Okay, there's some of the fields. It does look like it's a little bit flatter in that area, but our starting area looks amazing. It's not huge compared to the overall map, and it's definitely not your traditional rectangular or square shape, that's for sure, but I really like it. Now, as we walk out, in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the field info, and this is owned by us. So all of this grass we'll be able to use to tend to the cows. And here in just a moment, we'll be walking over and seeing how many cows we do have right now. Okay, so we've got some area to work with here in front, but of course, we want to see what's going on behind. Yeah, I like this setup. This is nice. An area for our silage. Okay, very nice. So let's come back into our menu. Look a little bit at our options. So the first few things I want to do is I want to turn this time scale down to real time, and I'm going to turn the difficulty to easy. Reason being, I want us to have plenty of money. I don't want to make this any harder than it needs to be. That's not what this playthrough is all about. This playthrough is all about just enjoying this wonderful map that we have. So the more money we have, the more stuff we can buy, the more land we can buy and expand into, and the more equipment we can get. So that's really what it's all about for me. Let's see, fuel usage, probably most of this I'm not going to be changing. I'm going to leave the fuel usage at default. And most of this I'll leave alone. Let's see, plant growth we're going to have on fast. That gives us more stuff to do as things happen quicker. Plant withering, I'm okay with that being on. Destruction on. Plowing, we'll leave that off for now. It's not really going to apply to us when we're working with grass early on. Lime required, we'll leave that on for now. Weeds, which are the bane of my existence right now. If I'm going to turn anything off, it's going to end up being the weeds because they get on my nerves. But again, early on, since we're not doing any field work per se, then that's probably not going to be a huge issue. So now the moment of truth. Animals. How many animals do we have? Looks like we've got 10. And right now we're at 80%. So of course we'll need to provide the water and straw. It might be a little while before we can get any straw without purchasing it directly from the store. But looks like they're providing a little bit of grass, mostly hay or silage. I'm guessing hay. Hay is what I plan on using for the most part. But got to figure out what courseplay is going to be able to do here with the oddly shaped areas. We're going to see some rocks, I'm sure. So with that in mind, we've got 10 cows and a little bit of food to last them a little while. So let's work our way back and let's just see what kind of area we've got. So we bring up the map. Okay, so we've already scrolled out and taken a brief look at some of the different areas of the map, nicely segmented for us. And so the area we own is this small sliver right here. very oddly shaped. All right, but we've got a little bit of grass here. Let's see if we can find this area. What is the separator from our land? And, oh, there I see it. All right, so we've got some fencing here, and already, for those of you who are like me and you rely heavily on the AI workers during your gameplay, yeah, things like this make you want to cry. Because by default, the AI workers would just have all sorts of issues with that. Our only saving grace might be that can they go up and over it if they can't figure out how to get around it? Now, is this fence? Yes, it does have collision. Okay, so we can't just drive straight through it. That also means the AI workers might run into it and get stuck. So those are all the things that run into my head as we're moving around. Of course, we got trees in the area, lots and lots of trees. And so this is the end of our area, but we can expand out here. If we go back into lands, oh, that's going to give us a huge amount of land. If we purchase that, 268,000. Of course, right now, we only have the starting 100,000 that you receive on a new game start. But yeah, that is a lot of area. 268,000. Okay, so that's something to think about for the future. But for right now, from what I'm seeing, this is quite a bit of grass that, of course, we'll be wanting to turn this into hay for a productivity boost for our cows. But yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. All right, so again, a couple of areas for us to move equipment in and out. And of course, we'll also be able to build on some of these areas as we move forward. In fact, I can see maybe building on this initial starting area once we expand and get more areas. Now, one thing that pops into my head as we're actually going to take a moment and walk over to some of these fields. Look how narrow these roads are. That's going to mean for me in course play or auto drive purposes, it's going to mean that we're not going to be going two ways. Everything's going to be one way. All right, it doesn't look like, yeah, okay, these road markers on the side are not triggered with collision, so we're good there. If worse comes to worse, with course play, we can always just use these fields, plant grass on them, and use course play that way. So let's take a quick look. How much are these costing? So we've got, a lot of land that comes along with field 4, 285, 234 for field 3. Okay, so we're in the 230 to 240 range. Field 1 might not be a bad option. 193, 172. Yeah, and then 192. We've got a barn over here that we'll make our way over to. Okay, so this is sort of the lay of the land. This is what is nearby us from the very beginning. I'm sure, Jakob is going to be real thrilled that we're running through his field right now. Fortunately, collision and destruction doesn't work on fields when you're walking through them, only when you're driving equipment through them. Okay, so here's going to be the train depot and probably a selling point as well. Okay, so we'll hop over the fence. That's probably the easiest any human has ever hopped over a fence, ever. Okay, train. We've already seen the train come through once, I believe. So I'm sure it'll be coming back through. Okay, another selling area, I'm sure. Yeah, there we go. You can see the area right here. So what is this? This is, we're in the animal dealer. Okay, so this is the loading area for the animal dealer. At first I thought that was graffiti on the side from the angle we were at. But no, that is some very nice artwork instead. All right, very nice. All right, field number 7, which is, I believe, the smallest field. Is that right? No, 6 is going to be the smallest field. So how much is this one? 172. So a fairly small field, but they give you all the land around it, which is what really gives it the size. All right, let's actually hop back over to our starting area. So we have plenty of, yeah, we've got plenty of hay or silage there. We're going to need to take care of water and straw at some point. But again, today all we're doing is looking around. So let's hop in the truck. Yeah, can't wait to hook up the wheel and pedal set here. Hook up the G920 and let's see what we've got. This must be a very, yeah, this is anything but level. Look at the terrain here in our starting area. Probably a little more bumpy than we would prefer. So again, some fairly narrow roads, wide enough for these types of vehicles to go too wide, but probably not going to want to chance that with course play, especially once we get some of the wider tractors and attachments on there. Okay, there comes the train through. All right, so on the map itself, let's see, where are we? So we're back over here. And let's walk in, let's go down to town. Let's go to the main town area. In fact, let's just make the shop, let's go ahead and tag the shop so it'll stand out. So we're going to want to go left. There you can see our beacon lighting the direction. Let's go ahead and cross over. Oh, we've already had our first wreck. Excuse me, sir, in your Prius. Do they have Prius in this area of the world? I mean, we've got electric vehicles. I mean, we know we've got that because we've got an electric tractor. That would be probably the mill, if I'm guessing. So we've got, once again, fields all over the place. So you can see this is a flatter area. So if you're looking for more of a traditional experience, maybe you're having a tough time with course play working on some of these hilly areas that we're going to start with, then not a terrible option to simply buy up some of these fields. Let's drive through here. Nice roundabout. All right, I like it. Very nice indeed. So we'll take a right and we're going to try to stay off of these fields. Nice looking field number, so that's going to be number 19 that we're looking at here. 20 is going to be over here on this side to our right, to our passenger side. All right, can we hit these fences? No, we can drive right through those fences. All right, I like that. Let's see, which side of the road are we driving on this map? Looks like the right side, I think. Yeah, it looks like he's on the right side. Okay, so let's head over to the store. And you can see, again, there's our green beacon lighting the way. All right, so here is your storefront. Oh, the Chocolatier. Oh, I like that area. Let me guess. That's where we're going to be taking our milk to be sold. Just taking a wild guess. All right, oh, we can drive through there. Oh, yeah, I'm liking this terrain, this area already. So here is our storefront. So whenever we purchase new equipment, this is where it's going to spawn in. So not very far at all from our main area. And I've already got a few ideas of where we can expand to. All right, and just for fun, I've got to drive in here. I mean, I have to do it. All right, so that's going to be the sell area for milk, I'm guessing. Let's actually pull up the map once again. All right, so the Chocolatier, let's go here and, all right, milk. Chocolatier, there we go. Chocolatier, what are they buying? And surprise, surprise, it is milk. So it looks like we got 3 locations to sell milk at the grain mill. And then some of these names I'm not even going to attempt to say because being from the U.S., and not only being from the U.S., but being from the southern part of the U.S., I'm going to do nothing but butcher these names, so I'm going to try to avoid doing that as much as possible. So we've got actually a couple of grain mills on the mark. We've got a barn, which of course is going to be able to take care of grass, hay, bales, that kind of thing. The grain mill also purchases eggs. Supermarket. All right. Where is this supermarket? Did we not? It seemed like I saw that name a while ago. Oh, yeah. It's right next door to us. So if we'll hang a right, I believe the supermarket is right here. So we're going to have several opportunities to shop around for prices. All right. So where is the supermarket? Is that it right there? No, that can't be it. Where is... All right, supermarket. Why can't I choose any of this? Interesting. So the spinnery is... All right, because this is where it starts to confuse me. All right, is this the supermarket or is this the supermarket? All right, let's just move over here and let's find out. And in order to do that, we're going to have to... Let's just park. Excuse me, sir. All right, I'm going to guess that this is the spinnery. So that must mean that right over here is the supermarket. Would I be correct? Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is the supermarket. All right, so where is our drop-off point here? And once again, this is the part of my brain that's saying, all right, how difficult is this going to be for the AI to move in and out? And yeah, this is going to be rough because the AI, or us for that matter, are probably either going to have to come in from an angle and try to hit the trigger like this, or of course the same from the other direction. Yeah, that's probably how I'm going to have to do that, which is not the spirit of what they're looking for with this design. But in order to try to keep from having to back our way in. All right, so we've got a very nice looking church over here. Let's go see what it looks like. And of course, you're not too terribly far from anything as long as you stay around the town area. Lots of people out walking around. Very nice church building. I like the detail here. This is, yeah, these buildings are nice. The textures look nice. I mean, I'm playing on 1080p, so there's nothing special about my monitor and game settings. So anybody who's able to play in, 4K, something like that, this is going to look amazing. This poor guy is staring us down. I appreciate you not do that, sir. We're new here. I know, we're tourists. I got it. All right, very nice. So we've been over to the shop area. Of course, we've seen the Chocolatier, supermarket, all of that. Let's actually head down this street. Let's head in this direction and see what. I'm sure we're going to get another roundabout over here. Yep, here we are. So we got a roundabout. There is, oh, very nice, a hotel. Right, very nice. So you've got a nice mixture here on the map of some urban area, the downtown area where you've got shops, hotels, supermarkets, that type of thing, which we'll have to venture into here at some point to sell some of our products, some of our grains, milk, and so on. But also, you've got a nice mixture of the hilly terrain, the mountainous terrain where... Ooh, can we get on this thing? Oh, I'm hearing the announcements. Well, what's going on? Are you saying that we cannot ride the train? We want to ride the train. That's what we want to do. Also, is there a lift around here? It seemed like I saw one when I was walking around earlier. We want to ride the lift. Make that possible. But as I'm looking around, I'm not seeing the lift headed up to the top of the mountain. At least not in the area where we are anyway, with the draw distances and all that going on. But so far, is this collision? Yes, collision on those. So note to self, do not hit those. Now, we already know from past experience, we can hit road signs and probably just knock them over. Because that's the thing that I end up doing. All right, I'm liking it. Everything I'm seeing about this map, I'm liking. Not sure how Courseplay and the AI are going to like it when they're working, but I'm sure enjoying it. All right, not bad. All right, so let's hop back over to... I'm going to have to go pick up the truck here at some point. But as we hop back over to the main area... Yeah, I haven't used one of these before. Let's see, rather than the first person, let's just... Here's our walk behind. All right, is this thing already on? No, the mower itself is not on. Okay. Can we fit through here? We're going to try to... The mower is on, but the blade is not on. Okay, good. So let's go ahead, lower it, turn it on. And not bad. That is not a bad working width for a mower. Now, our guy's going to get a tremendous workout. It would be enough of a workout if it were just flat. But taking a look at this terrain, yeah, this is going to be a serious workout if we're going to do it this way. Okay. All right, so we got that. We got an idea of what we're dealing with here. Now let's come back over, and lastly, we're going to grab that electric tractor. Now my guess is we're not going to hear anything. Obviously with the gas-powered mower, yeah, we definitely hear something with it. But with the electric, we might hear a little bit of a whine from it, but that's probably going to be about it. Unless they've added some additional sounds of the suspension or something along those lines. So let's hop over to our wonderful electric tractor. And yeah, this is awesome. All right, yeah, no sound to the startup, which is exactly what I would expect. Not sure how much you guys... I may have to turn the sound up way up for you guys to hear this thing. Okay, you can hear a little bit of the whine from it. Let's go ahead and unfold. Let's go ahead and lower. And we'll see what kind of working width we're dealing with here. Probably going to be pretty similar to what we were just looking at with the walk behind. Actually, yeah. Looks very similar to what we were dealing with. All right, not bad. So, as we end off the video today, this is going to be a lot of fun. Again, very different from the style of play that I'm used to. I'm used to much more of an industrial farming. You know, everything is huge tractors, huge mowers, huge loading wagons, and everything. But from what I'm seeing today, we've got, what do we got? 3 individual tractors. We've got a lot of equipment to work with. Bales. In fact, that's the first piece of equipment I've actually seen that's not directly related to mowing or working with grass and or hay. Got the bales here. Yeah, this equipment is going to serve us well and is on a much smaller scale than I'm used to. And ultimately, we're going to have to make some decisions about this, and it's probably going to ultimately come down to how Courseplay can deal with some of this. Can I configure Courseplay to where we can get some help from the AI to keep all of our cows fed and also purchase some more cows? So that's going to do it for today. When we come back next time, looks like we got some grass to mow. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned as we will continue our gameplay of the new Alpine Farming Expansion.